Hey there, folks. So, this episode, just like the last couple, I'm just going to be doing a summary of the work I've done off camera. Again, I did get quite a bit done. It's not going to look like much, but I did get quite a bit done to move things forward. So, first thing I want to do, I'm just going to work through these things in the order I did them in. So in the stat line component, I added in, where is it here? Is dead. So returns true when health has reached 0 used by the character interface. And this is so AI and other systems query death state without needing direct health access. So again, that's to not have these other systems worry about what a core stat is or stat. It just gets, is it dead or not? And that's for things like our AI. It's like, oh, is this target dead? I don't need to worry about it. And then if we go take a look at what that is, it is pretty basic here. Wrong thing. I want this one here. Is dead. Where are you? Is dead. Wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong one. It is character dead, sorry. Health get current less than or equal to 0.0. And I'm putting comments in different places. Obviously, health is private. This is a public query path for any system that needs to check death state without owning the stat directly. AI perception, behavior tree tasks, stuff like that. The next thing I did is I expanded the NPC data slightly. This is adding in some new fields for the next big change I made. Well, one of the big changes I made, which will be, not the next one. That's a couple changes down the line. But what I added in was max walk speed. Now, right now, I only have max walk speed. I need to expand this. I just did this as a quick catch-all, so I had something to work with. But this is going to be sneak speed, walk speed, run speed. Can swim speed. These are the 5 I added in. I added in walk speed, swim speed, can swim as a boolean, can fly, and max fly speed. That's so if I want to add in, say, sharks. I can add a shark in. It can swim. Saying that, actually, I need to add in another one here. Bool B can walk. I'm going to default that to true. And this is so you can say, okay, this creature can walk, it can swim, and it can fly if you want all 3. Not sure what would have all 3. A duck. There you go. A duck would have all 3. Humans can't fly, obviously, so on and so forth. The next thing I worked on is I just added a couple extra things to the character interface. Added in set sprinting. I added in is character dead, and then get creature type. And this is again just for checking to see, is this something I need to react to? Am I afraid of it? Do I want to eat it? So on and so forth. To go with that, in the player character, because the player character derives from, let me find it here, character base, and character base includes the character interface, I added in the, it's at the bottom here, returns human. Now, I may want to change this depending on how I want to set this up. Maybe the player character isn't human all the time. You could have a mod that changes it to something else. So I may change that to a variable stored within the player character. But the next big one, I can't really show it because it's me deleting things. You'll notice in the character module, I have gotten rid of the humanoid, the animal, other, and NPC character base. That's been stripped out. I moved that to its own module. And you'll notice there's only one NPC character. The reason being for that is ultimately I want this to be data driven. So all of that information is going to be stored in a data file and provided to the character class when it's created. Now, with that, the NPC character module, obviously it's TF core and it uses TF characters because it's a public one. It does reference our AI module, behavior trees, our data factory because it needs to load things in. Interfaces, obviously because we need to include those. Core data because of creature type, and then just utilities for logger. Now in here, it is a pretty basic setup. Obviously we have a for declaration for behavior tree. We have our NPC data. We store that within the character. Begin play, the constructor. Some things we store like our NPC ID, our behavior tree, get behavior tree, get NPC data implementation. So that's if we need to extract all of it and look at certain bits of information, and then get creature type. And then if we look at the actual definitions of these functions, so in begin play, we reach out to our data manager. If we can't find one, we log an error. If we can, we try to get the information for this. Now, this was my way of having a in-editor instance that we can use to test things. Begin play, basically, we can just drop this actor in the world and a blueprint of this actor in the world, and it will work as a loaded in, populate all the information. If we fail to load the information, obviously we're going to throw an error and return. Otherwise, we store it locally and we configure everything. Now, right now, I only have configure movement. There is other configuration. That's one of the things I want to work on next. But I wanted to, well, A, I ran out of time to get this episode recorded, and B, there's a couple other things I wanted to do before, I moved too far into this. Configure movement, we just get a pointer to our movement component. If we don't, we're logging an error. We set our walk speed. We set can swim. These don't actually exist. I need to get rid of those. They were me trying. Get behavior tree just returns our behavior tree. Get NPC data returns our entire data struct. And then get creature type returns just the creature type. Now this, as I mentioned again, is just the early implementation. I still need to go through and do things like set the skeletal mesh, set the behavior tree, set the anim blueprint and stuff like that. I haven't hit that point yet. That's one of the next rounds of code work I want to do. And then to go with this, there was a couple other things I wanted to get done in the AI portion of things. So first one is in the controller. I'm in the wrong one there. We now include, sorry, that's in the source file. NPC character. NPC is the only concrete type this controller ever casts to. It's a universal controller for a universal class. So, and again, it's only in the source, not in the header, to keep it private. Now, what was the other one I did in here? On possess, that was it. Let's find that on here. On possess. So in here I added some stuff in. So NPC character base, we're just casting through to that. If we can't cast it to a pawn, we have an error. If we can cast it to a pawn, we're going to get the behavior tree. If If there isn't one, we have an error. Blackboard is going to get the Blackboard asset from the behavior tree. We store a local pointer, local reference to that, and then we're going to run the behavior tree. So basically that's saying, hey, load all this information in, give me a local copy of it or reference to it, and let me run it. And, was that the only change I made in behavior? Yes, it was. Now, I understand, I said at the start there was a lot I did, but really a lot of it was the background planning work. Things like moving the characters, the NPCs, into their own module, deciding to have that universal base class, the universal AIController, things like that, instead of having 18, or I think it was 4 to be realistic, 4 different character classes that were all derived from the same thing. Ultimately, because I wanted all of this to be data driven, I realized I can just have this all as one class, one AIController, and go from there. Now, the next things I want to work on, and I'm going to cover this, this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode, and I do apologize, even though I know I made it sound like it was a longer one at the start, but there is a lot I need to still plan, and I just didn't have time to finish getting that figured out before. Things like I want to figure out on target detected, stuff like this portion where it's like, okay, is the food or water source path? How I want to go about that. It's probably going to be another interface, but not sure yet. So, but anyways, as I was saying, the next couple of things I want to work on is I want to, do I have it open still? No, I don't. I closed it. Flesh out NPC data a bit more. As I mentioned, there's things like I only have walk speed. I don't have sneak speed or sprint speed. Need that, obviously. I want to actually get into the editor. It has been quite a few episodes since I've been in the editor. So I'm hoping I can get to probably going to be one more episode of code work, and then the episode after the next one will actually be back in the editor. But yeah, I'm just trying to think. I want to flesh out the NPC data more. I want to plan out a couple of more things, like I mentioned, with regards to things like, I was just in there. This here, I want to sort of mock this up a bit and get a couple other things done. And then, like I said, actually the other thing I want to do is I also want to move into the UI side of things, and I'm going to be making heavy use of Slate for that. I actually was doing some digging and researching into that off camera, obviously, and realized Slate was a lot easier to work with than I thought it was. But anyways, folks, I do apologize again that this is a shorter episode. It's not even 15 minutes. I just had a lot of stuff in my personal life this week that sort of held up me being able to get more code work done. But as always, though, folks, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Hop over onto Discord, ask your questions there. Try to help out people there as much as I can, and there's other people who try to help out as well. We're getting a nice little community there. So, but anyways, folks, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.